Where last we left our heroes after a tremendous battle working their way through the Kench Manor of Silver Rock. They had a climactic battle with Barristan Kench that ended with Asmo just outlasting the pure violent fury that Barristan Kench wailed into him with his hammer. As he finally succumbed to his wounds he endured throughout the fight, Wolfgang ripped the soul from Barristan Kench's very body and imprisoned it within a silver cage. Seeking his wife, the Lady Vileblood, now I guess Lady Kench, the party was unable to find her in the chambers which she hid during the fight. They found her clothing discarded and a few of the windows in the room cracked, seemingly the only way for her to have escaped. In an attempt to track her, they made their way to the large cannon in the northeast of Silver Rock that had been placed there as a battlement to basically deal with any dragons that might try to approach from the sky. There, Nara ingeniously decided to disguise herself as the now slain Baron of Silver Rock and got the party past the guards and into the tower of the cannon itself. Inside the tower, they found a deranged halfling going by the name of Grimp, who was deeply, madly, and truly infatuated with Lady Vileblood, and in fact spent God knows how much time over the past few months cobbling together the magic that made this cannon work. In his derangement, he fired off a test shot, shooting off a violet beam to the west toward Fallwood Barrow and the mountains off towards that side. The party learned from Grimp that the cannon is powered by the souls of the dead that wander the area of Silver Rock. And while attempting to self-sacrifice himself and get rid of the party at the same time, Denier had had enough and vanquished the imp where he stood. His body quivered to the ground, letting out a final gasp.
The lady.
As the gem begins to power down, you sit in the barrel of the cannon, the body of Grimp slowly fidgeting and twitching its last as he bleeds out.
How big is the gem, Lani?
This gem is about, I would say,
He's 6 foot.
Yeah, it's like
diameter.
it's about 6 foot in diameter. Maybe like on average 6 foot in diameter. So maybe at its peak, this is kind of like somewhat egg shaped. So at its peak length, it's probably about 7 feet.
7 feet long. How big around is it?
Like I said, about 6 feet in diameter. So you got
Okay.
It's pretty sizable.
Nara, you know what these things are, correct?
The gem?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of typing going on in the background, by the way. If we could.
It's something my master has used before.
How do we get them out of it?
Nick, would I know how to do that?
You could give me an arcane check.
23.
There are ways of releasing the souls from this gem. They require they require a ritual of some sorts and power that you do not have access to personally. You need to have the ability to manipulate the souls of others, and that is something that is more in your master's domain. Of anybody in your party that might have the ability to do so, it might be Wolfgang.
Blonde man might be able to, but I do not know how. On my own.
You do know that it is possible, but as long as they stay in there, they're basically just imprisoned in that shell. There's no harm that's coming to them. You're not entirely sure what happened when the gem itself fired off, but
they should be fine inside, but they can come out. But I don't know how.
Asmo, Wolfgang, you're needed up here.
Asmo's already up there with you.
I thought it was just Nara and Danir up there.
No, Asmo crawled up with you, if I recall correctly, from the end of last session.
I was watching the door.
Yeah, Wolfgang was staying down in case he needed to revivify everybody.
I
Well, don't just say it,
did.
Nick. I mean,
he's not wrong, though.
Almost fucking did. All right. Climb on up.
All right, you find yourself the cannon is still kind of like swelteringly warm. It's ventilating out its the barrel, but after firing off and nearly firing off a second time, it's pretty muggy up here, even for a crisp night as it is.
It's just
cannon is, yeah.
Sorry.
As the cannon's currently pointing east, you actually get a pretty decent view of the terrain out to that side. If you take a look, hold on a sec. Let me pull this open.
Oh boy.
And I will
It's a
reveal a bit more of the map.
The smoldering wasteland.
Well, this is off to the east, so it's all forest right now, and you can see the craggy glimpses of a mountain as it kind of floats above the cloud line there, as it kind of like peaks up above the cloud line in the horizon, and the foggy forest beneath.
The top of the mountain, do I see that from here?
Yeah, you can see the rocks kind of floating about.
They're floating. Huh. I can't rightly say that I've seen this part of the area. Those rocks floating around that mountain?
It looks
Would I have ever heard of a location like this?
Yes. There's for anybody that like kind of travels around Silver Rock on a good night where the fog is not particularly thick in the overgrowth, you can see these rocks kind of peeking out over the mountain. Some people claim that they could see the rocks floating. You've heard tales, but never seen it yourself. You've never actually been this far out to the. You've never been to the tops of the mountains in Silver Rock, and you've never been this high up in the city. So this is the first time you've had a chance of seeing it.
And has Nara ever heard of Floating Rock Mountain or something like that?
You can go ahead and give me a history check.
Okay. 16.
This isn't a part of the world that you're particularly familiar with, but your master has told you of the land he believes one of his brothers wandered off to or fled to. And he was a man who was very, very powerful with magic, as anybody who's related to him would be. So this kind of matches up with the area that you believe he fled off to and the place that you are staring at through the barrel of the cannon.
So who went there again? Sorry.
This would be your master's brother.
Ah.
Oh boy.
Oh,
The family.
Master's brother is this way, I think.
He's what?
Master's brother.
Your master
He was
has
very strong with magic. It
Asmo.
makes sense that rocks float.
Dude, I'm sorry. My head's still ringing from Kench's hammer on my shield, okay?
Fair enough, I guess.
Wolfgang, take a look at this crystal. There's souls trapped in it. Do you think you can get them out, or do we need to find a way to shrink it and get into Asno's bag and get it out of here?
Could I do some sort of Arcana check to see if that's anywhere within the realm of my capabilities?
Go ahead as you like walk up to the crystal. Try to go ahead and give me an Arcana check as you are trying to get a good read on the kind of magic that's within it.
Yeah, this is soul magic. I don't want to get feedback looped or anything like that. Hit me in the soul.
Right in the soul.
That's going to be a 15.
So close. Just on the other side of that coin there.
Still good roll.
Yeah, very good. As you're kind of like walking up to it, you're tentatively kind of like pressing on it, just feeling it. You definitely feel the presence of a number of beings inside, maybe dozens, possibly upwards of 100 beings inside this crystal. It seems as though it's acting as kind of an extra-dimensional space, just kind of like holding them within, just a storage, a battery of souls, basically. You're not sure that you personally, without proper education on how to do this, would be able to do this just off the cuff. You would need somebody more informed with this type of magic to either teach you how to do it, or you'd need to do a hell of a lot of studying, or just find somebody who flat out knows how to do it. You do, however, know that if you did try to shrink this and put it into another extra-dimensional space, that's typically not a good idea.
I don't think putting this into an extra-dimensional space would be a good idea. Objects with this kind of power tend to have adverse reactions to being put somewhere else, plainly speaking.
I could always smash it with the Kench's hammer. Then it would be small enough to move.
I'm not sure that would work. Or it might damage the souls inside.
Yeah, it's hard for you to say. I mean, you're not sure what would happen if you destroyed it, but you do know it's a very delicate type of magic. You're not sure if it would just leave the souls trapped in whatever plane they're in, or if it would release them, but it's basically like, in your head, it could be a coin flip.
We can't leave it here.
Obviously not. But how do we transport it? Could I look at the crystal to see if it's like attached via like metal or conduit or anything like that?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see the make of this thing to see if we can even physically move it. Investigation check's gonna be soft 20.
Soft 20. As you kind of feel around, try to like look into the seams, as it looks like it's kind of nested into this back plate of the cannon. It definitely looks like this piece of the cannon was forged to fit this particular crystal. Very large. Must have required a lot of manual labor or some very powerful telekinetic magic to get it up and into this position. It looks like, you know, it is kind of like fit into a mold onto the back of this cannon. There are arcane wards that seem to seal it in there and allow this crystal, like when channeled and about to fire, to put up basically a protective ward around the barrel of the cannon in order for it not to be blown to pieces by this thing's power.
Why don't you ask your god to take it?
My God.
He's big and strong.
Generally doesn't like to interfere with things on his own terms. That's what I'm for.
Suppose. But moving something should not be bad, right?
Perhaps.
I can probably get it out of there. It's just what we do with it afterwards. Because if that thing is made to fit it, if we shrink it down, we should just be able to pull it out. It'll be much, much lighter by then. But it's just a matter of what we do with it. And I'm almost tapped of magic.
You are starting to feel the weight of the day bearing down on you, especially Asmo, who once again kind of looked towards the Veil of Death for a moment.
I might have an idea.
Oh?
It might take us a ways back, but it might give us a hand. We could take it to the Wandering Weasel.
What?
It'd get us out of Silver Rock. It would give us a place to rest, so that we can try to.
Now, remember what I said about taking it to an extra dimensional space. Could have consequences that are unforeseen.
Right. Wandering Weasel's on a different plane of existence.
Yeah, unlike a bag of holding, the Wandering Weasel, because you can have a bag of holding within the Wandering Weasel and you don't have that kind of an issue, but...
How heavy is this thing, would you say?
At your best estimate, you're thinking this thing is going to be probably around, depending on how dense the crystal itself is, between 1,500 and 2,000 pounds.
So it would take, how many people to carry it, you think?
With some really good athletics rolls from each of you, like...
Ah, fuck. God.
You guys might be able to do it.
Oh no, Asmo has a pickup truck. This sucks. Hey, Asmo, what are you doing this weekend?
Fuck. Apparently something.
I can drop its weight by a factor of 8. That would drop it to like 250 pounds.
What were you about to say?
Why don't I ask the guards for help?
Oh, I gotta see this.
There were... how many? Several, I thought.
They have big muscles.
I am strong right now. I can hold the hammer.
They're going to be willing to take the crystal out?
If Kench tells them to. I don't know why they would say no. Especially after it has been fired. To say that it did do something incorrectly and maybe that it will explode if it does not work right or something. Reasons can be found.
If we do want to take it to the Wandering Weasel, the thing is...
All we need is a doorway.
There's a door downstairs.
And to be able to fit it into the doorway.
And I can shrink it down. But we'd have 1 minute once I begin it.
Better have a route planned if we do it. Oh, forgive me, you got the hiccups.
So...
Didn't we have to climb a ladder to get here, though? Will it not be difficult to lower this thing?
A factor
Depending
of...
by a factor of 8. It would be significantly lighter, especially for somebody as strong as Nara.
Your muscles flex with
Pride.
yeah.
Quiver.
That could work. So we're going to try and just take this thing out and
What do we
shove it
do?
into the Wandering Weasel.
Isn't it dangerous, though, to put it into dimensional space?
Lani, can I roll like an arcane check or something to determine the difference between like the Wandering Weasel and a bag of holding?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okie doke.
It's not a very high DC.
That's a 10.
It's a
Oh.
it's a natural 1 though, unfortunately. So by not a very high DC, you oof.
It hurts.
Well, one is a bar, the other one's a bag.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly there's big differences there. You don't just, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. So wait,
Yeah,
what are you asking?
Daenerys is having a brain fart, basically. He's
too angry to think.
Yeah, the night is wearing on all of you.
Wait, what was the question that you were asking though?
I was asking if Daenerys could figure out the difference between putting it into a bag of holding and putting it into the Wandering Weasel, which is in an extra-dimensional space, but it's a different kind of extra-dimensional space in the bag of holding.
Wouldn't Nara know about moving items like this though, based on being around her master?
You can give me an Arcana check.
How about a 16?
You don't know exactly. After being inside the Wandering Weasel and seeing how it operates, it seems to act as if it's just a completely different plane of existence rather than what a bag of holding is, which is extra space, like just extra dimensional space, like kind of like a void of space. The Wandering Weasel is almost like shifting into a different plane.
The weasel would be safer, I think. Because the way that it functions is different than the way the bag functions. The weasel is a whole different place.
All right. Are there any like doors with keyholes around here?
The last one that you would remember would be the one that's directly beneath you in the observatory room. Just down.
Did
the
it look
ladder.
like it was? Did it look like it could fit a shrunken by a factor of 8 crystal of this size?
By a factor of 8, certainly. I mean, you might be able to squeeze it through the door as is if you just angle it properly.
It reduces the size by half and the weight by a factor of 8.
Ah, I see. Okay, well, if we'd be able to squeeze it in as it is, then it'd definitely be able to fit if it was shrunk by a half. So, all right. So the plan is to shrink the crystal, take it into the Wandering Weasel, and then what?
Hope
Then
the Wandering Weasel's nowhere near here.
Last we saw was near Amberglade.
We still have a job to do here.
Since the way of operating the cannon is defunct, should we not just move the crystal out of the cannon for now and then find the woman to kill?
Here's the thing, by now she's probably fled Silver Rock.
Maybe.
And I honestly don't know if we have enough in the tank to go after her right now. Plus, she's pregnant. So that's...
What does that have to do with anything?
The kid hasn't done anything wrong, Nara.
Does it matter?
Yes. Yes, it does.
All
If
things
we
can
ca-
die.
If we kill her and we kill that kid, we'd be no better than Kench.
I suppose.
I'd like to at least know where she is. I'll hold the steel cage, or the silver cage aloft.
Mm-hmm.
Barristan Kench, tell me, and do not lie, where would Lady Vileblood go in this situation? And I will use Query Soul.
As your eyes glow with intimidation, the soul begins to resonate. You start to see images in your head. You see a old, dusty corridor. Looks like ancient brick. Cobwebs dangling from the walls. Lanterns slowly lighting as the path reveals what appears to be some sort of escape path. You get the feeling in your head, the information crosses through your head that this is an old escape passage that the Kench family had in case they needed to, for whatever reason, flee from Silver Rock. The vision zooms through the path, leads you into the mines of Silver Rock. You get another vision. A vision of the sky that's from the sky swooping down into the woods and heading northward. Those are his best two guesses as to where she would have gone if she fled.
Of course she went northward. That's where her family's at. Well, the other half.
Was.
Yeah, but as you can tell from this thing, he has absolutely no idea where she would have gone. Just that those paths of escape exist, and those are his best guesses.
The late Lord Kench thinks they either took a secret passage out through the Silver Rock mines or headed north.
Unless she knows a secret passage to the maw, or she knows of a teleportation circle, she won't be getting too far north.
I'm pretty sure she went for the teleportation circle that's in town. There's one here.
Yeah, but going here won't give her too much help.
No, she went to the teleportation circle and flew off somewhere. That would be the first thing I do. I get out of the place that's been compromised. My husband's dead, the father of my child. What'd you do? You fly back home. That's what you do. So I thought that the teleportation circle might be up here, sharing the same power source with a cannon. Evidently that's wrong. But I'm gonna be honest with you, she beelined it right for that teleportation circle and she is long gone. Otherwise... Yeah.
Otherwise?
I don't know. I don't know what to do in this scenario here. Half of our target's gone. The main problems are taken care of, but there's a third problem. With a fourth problem growing inside her. Dinu's not wrong. It didn't do anything wrong, but its parents sure as fuck did.
It's not even the parents I'm worried about. It's that passage we read from the doctor.
The fact that it was a blessing from God. What God?
I have a few ideas.
Hope it ain't
Sun and moon?
bleeding.
No, not sun and moon. Given what was happening to the house when we left, I have had a few ideas.
God of the bleeding variety.
Then, do we care about the rock, or do we care about the woman?
Better question is, do we have enough in the tank for another fight? I'm nearly
No.
tapped.
I'm done, dude. I'm barely holding up my weapons right now. They say we take this gem and we skedaddle, but that's me.
Okay.
We get out of here. We report into Harish. We let him know that Kench is dead. The cannon is deactivated, and we hope that he's holding up his end.
If he is alive.
Hopefully. Takes a lot to kill a dragon.
Oh. Now we move the rock. Did we need the guards?
I don't think so. Wolfgang, can you find a place, hopefully in the tower, that we could get the portal open?
Sure thing. He'll walk down the ladder and he'll approach that door with the keyhole.
Yep, there's a little lock. Looks like it fits a key about the size of your Weasel key. Right on the door that would lead to the outer deck, the outer area with the railing on it.
We didn't check Grimp's body yet, did we?
No, he's still just sitting there. He's well bled out by now. The floor is slick with his blood.
Nara's gonna go check that out and rifle through things.
All right, go ahead and give me a survival check.
19.
You find a You find a set of tinkerer's tools and a number of crumpled up pieces of paper. As you open them up, they are terrible, horrific love poems, all attempting to find different rhymes for Vileblood, and they're all awful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he did not die with much on him, and he clearly did not have a lot to his name.
Who's still in the cannon?
Denier.
Yourself, Denier, and Asmo.
Nara's gonna kind of back up from the body a little bit and look at it, and then turn back and look at Denier and Asmo.
Denier's inspecting the cannon, namely the runes that are around the area. He is not paying attention.
All right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check, Denier.
Okie doke.
With advantage, since this is your school.
All right, that is a 14. Wow.
There are a number of different wards just around this thing. A lot of it just looks like it's wards that would, like you assume, protect the barrel from the cannon, from the crystal's energy.
All right, nothing really forcing or trying to secure it in place or keep it from being removed.
There are a couple there are a couple of those, but from that roll you can't tell exactly, like the ones that are directly around the crystal, you can't tell their exact function with that roll.
Okay.
Nara's gonna stand up with the crumpled pieces of paper and walk over to Asmo.
Asmo? Do I seem like the Grimp
What?
to my master? The Grimp
I mean,
was...
you clearly have baths and take showers, so no, I don't think
That's
so.
not what I mean.
Well,
You know what I
think
mean.
I know what I think I know what you mean, but I'm also an idiot, so elaborate for me. A little bit lightheaded right now.
The Grimp had his mission, and he was willing to die for it. He was willing to kill many others in service of his mission for his master.
Yeah, but
Am I going to be like the Grimp? Am I going to die for her cause? Like
is your
this?
Is your master the same as Grimp's master?
I don't know.
Then you can't know. I think ever since you've gotten here, Nara, you've changed in such a relatively short amount of time. You've gone through a lot of things ever since getting to town. A lot of things. Grimp never left the cave like you did. Grimp clearly lived here forever and never experienced anything else but what his master showed him. You, Nara, you've experienced things your master would not prefer. So, are you like him? No. You're similar in how you started, but where your journeys took you, completely separate. Besides, look how swole you are. My God, look at those biceps. You can't even squeeze them. Oh, Jesus. Wipe sweat away.
You're right. Nara, I am different than that.
Oh, damn right you are.
And I will not die like this.
Oh, hell no.
Asmo. Will you send the body? Please.
Can I ask you a question, Nara?
Yes.
Do you want to send it with me?
Can I?
Give me your hand.
Okay.
Asmo holds out his hand and like gets Nara to hook her fingers through his hand, and Asmo, with her hand on his, uses the ring on the reverse side and just kind of grabs a hold of Grimp the Imp Simp.
You place the rune of the ring on the body together as it begins to sizzle and dissolve. Its ashes beginning to burn and swirl up, kind of swirling around you as the wind blows through the cannon.
It's beautiful.
It's for to each their own.
Thank you, Asmo.
No problem, Nara.
Now, let us move this rock.
Which is code for me to move the rock. Okay.
Cracking his snake bones.
Nara dusts off her like swole arms.
I will. I have some. So I've got some rope, so we can use the rope to help out with it, lowering it down.
Oh, we better not make too much of a noise, otherwise those guys are gonna come in here going like, "What's all that noise?"
I imagine that if they haven't already started coming with the cannon firing, they're not really going to be showing up.
I don't think they're going to give us many problems after Kench yelled at them.
Big boss energy from that.
That was fun. I hope to do it again.
With the rope available, I'm going to attempt to cast Reduce on the crystal.
You see 3 of the runes around the crystal light up with a violet hue as your spell attempts to work its magic on the crystal itself. You can see this warding magic kind of holding it off.
Okay, so I spot the 3 that it was, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to be focus on those, and I'm going to attempt to change the rune themselves, to make the glyphs no longer functional.
All right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check as you're attempting to mess with the runes.
All right, come on, give me a decent roll this time. Oh my God!
No!
Oh
As
my!
Oh!
As you make an attempt to distort and corrupt these runes, you feel a very foul energy course through your body. You take 18 points of necrotic damage
Oh my god.
as you
Ouch.
begin to feel faint and kind of like collapse down to one knee.
Denier, what happened?
That did not
What's
go
wrong?
good.
The runes backfired on me. Those three right there, and I'll point up. I'll take a minute and I'll point to 3 runes. Those
tell
three are
who- you
stopping the crystal from going through.
You can tell whoever designed this put a lot of sabotage countermeasures in place.
So, brute strength?
Hmm.
And she smiles with that smug face.
I'm concerned about the runes. The runes might stop you if you try to brute force it.
Hmm.
Whoever made this was sadistic. It's
You can almost hear Grimp laughing from beyond the grave.
those 3 runes right there that are stopping it. Can any of you dispel?
Dispel. I do not believe that I can.
I don't believe they're a curse, so I can't do anything about it.
There is nothing I believe I can do in this instance.
All I've got is one more attempt, and it's... Unless those wards have already gone through, I can't do anything about it.
Could I detect magic on the runes to see if that was a one-time thing?
As you detect magic, I assume you climb back up into the cannon to check out what the holdup is.
Yep.
All right. As you detect magic, this entire barrel is coated in magical aura. The crystal itself radiates with an immense amount of magic, and there are several wards in place around this crystal, and some of which Denier hadn't even pointed out that you could not see. Holding this thing in place, there is an immense amount of effort that would need to go into getting this thing out.
There's more than 3 runes. I don't think we're getting this crystal.
So we leave.
Oh, can't they get this started up again, though?
Did you not ruin the control for it?
And she pulls out the circlet.
They'd have to remake the controls, but still.
I just wish we could chop it out. The whole rear end of this thing. Just shrink it down and shove it in a hole. My bag of holding, but I don't know if it's gonna fit.
I have a potential option. It's not going to be amazing, but it's an option. On every floor, there's arcane runes, abjuration magic on every floor up to this point. We locked down the tower, hunkered down here, and we just hunkered down, try to get our rest in, try to get some of our magic back, and try it again, or we just leave right now. I am not a fan of leaving right now, especially with these souls still here. But I don't see too much more of a choice.
Denier, I think you'd be working on this cannon for weeks, trying to get this thing out.
Quick question: does anyone have anything that would explode?
Do you not have the rock that the Grimp had?
Yes, but we don't know if that might destroy the cannon.
It might. Maybe we should have that back door to the Wandering Weasel ready if that doesn't work.
Nick, how difficult is it to destroy a crystal like this with like an explosion, a magical explosion? Like, would the means be here to destroy this thing if that stone went off, or?
With all the information you seem to have on, like, from everybody telling you how warded up this place is, it would take a cataclysmic explosion to do any damage to it.
So but like what I saw from Grimp activating the stone before would not do anything, correct?
You're not entirely sure exactly how big that explosion was going to be, but go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay. 15.
Based on your read of Grimp, he would not do a damn thing to displease Lady Vileblood, and damaging the cannon would be very displeasing to her. So you're assuming he would not do anything that would put that in jeopardy.
Well, Grimp was the only one that knew how to control the cannon, correct? All of his notes and ways to make things are in here, in this room, right?
I suppose.
Grimp would not want to upset his master. So, we could destroy all of the notes that he has of how to control such a thing, and then no way to control it would return.
It would at least buy us time.
So we can stay here in the protected room for enough of rest to continue. And then as we leave, we destroy the room. Yes?
Above game, I'm thinking pretty heavily. Man, do we want to?
I don't think we're dispelling or destroying this thing.
I will say above game, Wolfgang is pretty correct. You would need to, basically it would take you a few days at least to figure out the sequence in which to dispel the runes, and then dispelling all of them one after the other in order to even get that crystal free.
The only person who knew how this thing functioned intricately and could control it
Was
is
Grimp.
dead.
Right.
Are there any notes
Everywhere.
around here?
Like the whole
There
room
are,
is notes.
yeah. The entire observation deck is filled with scraps of paper. It is, to Grimp, he probably would have been able to find things that he was looking for. It is the definition of organized chaos. It would take a long time to sort through everything in order to, find all the stuff that's relevant and cycle through any drafts of his bad poetry that he didn't decide to shove into his underpants.
Ugh. That's where I found those?
Yep, he was not wearing
I
anything
could have
except
gone the rest of this campaign not knowing where I pulled those from.
it's the only thing he was wearing aside from his raggedy shirt.
That's so upsetting.
And the tower itself is also magically warded.
Yes, or at least every area from in between. The tower itself is just very dense brick and mortar. It does not look like the outside was particularly well warded, nor were the inside walls.
Okay.
So the tower itself is probably the weakest point of this cannon, but to any approaching army, getting to that point is difficult.
Well, let's
The
I'm
cannon
gonna
is now
round.
pointed to the east, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Pointed out towards that mountain that you were looking out towards.
Right.
I'm gonna see if I can round up all the notes I can on this thing.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. It's gonna take you a hot minute.
I am going to hold aloft the cage once more. Barristan Kench, help me find these papers so that no one can use what you came to build in your monstrous arrogance. And I'm going to use borrow experience to give myself advantage on this.
All right. Go for it.
Here I go!
Here we go.
21.
Cycling through this, it's going to take you, like, just based on the sheer amount of papers in this room, scrapped up and otherwise, it's still going to take you several hours tonight to comb through all of these to find what you were looking for. With Barristan Kench's knowledge, you at least know what pieces of information are kind of key to look for when you find them. But even that isn't incredibly helpful, as he's never looked at them himself.
And it's just papers everywhere, right?
Everywhere. Papers, scraps of metal, half-eaten food, bones of small animals, just... This place is an absolute sty.
Ugh.
Wolfgang, just
Yesterday.
burn everything.
Yes.
Okay.
Can we burn it?
I cast Create Bonfire.
Are we going back to the manor to get Kench's body?
That would be nice.
Let's go back through those guards. How long do you think we have before all hell is upended? We've been here for a while already.
I can find a reason around that.
That's the big question. Do we leave now or do we go back for Kench's body? We've already got the hammer. That should be proof enough that he's dead.
Well, Wolfgang created a fire in the middle of this room, and it begins to spread very quickly. So you guys have to decide where
Nara's
you're
already
going
starting
right
to
now.
leave.
Decision time.
Oh, it caught the oil. Okay.
Let's go.
Window!
Not this high up, and you're not.
No, it's okay. I'll double jump right when I get to the
Oh
bottom.
my god.
Ah, there you go.
That's not gonna... Okay. Nara's gonna flip down Veil Faces again to be Kench, just in case they come across guards.
All right, you guys begin to make your way down the tower then as the fire begins to illuminate the upper deck and smoke begins to pour out the cannon.
I'd say, yeah. Unless we're going to the Wandering Weasel, I think that would probably be a better solution since the fire is going to be drawing guards.
Mm-hmm.
We can deal with them.
And she gestures to herself.
Just happily trouncing down the stairs is Kench.
I think they'll be relieved that their oppressor is gone.
You make it down to
Maybe.
the you continue to pass through each level of the tower, slowly making your way down the stairs. You make it down to the bottom, and you are once again just in the battlement room. The door that leads outside is directly in front of you.
Do we have time to get the Kench body?
Either we leave via the Wandering Weasel and we make a sure getaway, or we take a gamble for Kench's body.
But it seems really exciting.
Asimo understands, but Asimo doesn't know what to do.
I will say, I don't think your master's going to get much use out of that body.
You kind of cook it pretty good.
I did
Unless-
siphon all the blood out of it with this sword.
Unless he doesn't need the soul, because, I dangle the cage.
It's true. There's no blood, no soul, really.
No possible way to bring him back. I'd say we just go to the Wandering Weasel.
Nara, your master doesn't usually play with the soul unless he cares to. He does just want toys.
He does just want the body.
Very nice of
He
him.
doesn't need the soul. He plucks those out anyway.
Now, do I want to do your master a favor?
Also, what if the guards find the body? Then they'll know that I was a fake. I can keep being Kench if there is no Kench body.
I think the point of this whole mission was to make sure that people knew that Barristan Kench is dead. So
But
I
we
think,
have his hammer, so that's good enough, right?
Hmm.
I just
I
want to
think-
send the body.
I think we should
Oh, I
send the
know,
people
babe.
of Silver Rock a message that their oppressor is no more.
Can't Daenerys do that?
Sort of lowers his head.
I'm nearly tapped.
Nearly is
hurt.
not tapped.
I can put like a 5-foot illusion outside and tell the guards, "Hey, Kench is dead."
I was thinking burn the mansion down, but
Ooh, I like that. No,
let's do that one.
that's good. Was that a
Can
good?
we do that
is that
one,
a good?
please, please, please?
That
please?
okay.
I
tell you
just want to
what.
stand the body and watch the
All
mansion
right.
burn, please.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yes.
If we're gonna burn down the mansion, then
Yes.
let's go.
Yes, 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 yes. Ah.
glad we're all excited.
And she like straightens up and gets to the front and goes to the door, puts the hammer over her shoulder, looks back really angrily and gives a really cheesy smile over her shoulder to everybody, and then flings the door open so that it smacks against the wall.
You slam the door open. The guards outside are standing at ready, like spears in hand, just very scared and curious. They see you walking out with this like big shit-eating grin on your face. Oh, everything go well, sir?
Took care of a problem.
Noted, he says, looking up as you can see behind the Nara Kench. The entire, like, a couple of the windows blow out with the fire, just and smoke begins to billow up even further out of the cannon, out of the
That's what
tower.
I was hoping would happen.
Well, glory to you, sir!
Fuck yeah. And then he just walks through them and leaves.
Follow after.
Alright, I'm gonna roll something for one of them who got, like, a little bit better on their bravery roll. No, he's not that brave. Alright, you guys walk past without incident.
Heck yeah.
Wait a minute, nah.
He was gonna question the fact that there are more people walking out than walked in. But no,
It's not worth it.
he likes living.
Yeah.
Between, like, you guys have two options to get back to the mansion. You can either circumvent the topiary garden or take it. Like the topiary maze.
What did we do in the topiary garden before? Was that where the dogs were?
You
We
guys,
just dimension
you guys
warped.
teleported past it.
Oh, I mean we can go through it, I guess. Actually, no. That's new and potentially dangerous.
Go around.
Let's go around.
Sort of freak
Alright.
druid maze does he have for us?
Yeah, preferably not.
Burn that
You
down.
you walk around the topiary garden and find your way back to the eastern courtyard of the mansion, kind of where the dog yard was. Make your way back up through the home, up to Kench's body, still sitting there with that deranged grin on its face.
And Nara, also with a deranged grin on her face, turns to Asmo with her Kench fists all balled up under her chin and goes,
Can you send it, Asmo?
It's just too weird. It's just.
I've
too
been
weird.
looking forward
Asmo
to this
sa-
all
Asmo-
day.
Asmo sends the body.
The flesh dries and crackles. The blood begins to like crystallize and fractal into the air as the body slowly disappears.
Asmo rubs Nara's back, who looks like Kench.
Ah, this is weird.
72.25.
I'd say the best place to start if you want to start a blaze, the storehouse on the first floor that had all that grain in it.
Let's make sure that nobody else is in here first.
You know what, Asmo? That was a
What?
real good body. I'm gonna take off the extra 0.25 just for you.
Oh, that's. I'm glad our relationship's at that point.
How sweet.
Give me an investigation check as you flit through the house looking for other survivors.
all of us?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say you guys kind of split up to do this.
Here
Taking
we
different
go.
wings and different levels.
20.
8.
Even Asmo?
Even Asmo.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
All right. So I'm going to go in order of highest investigation to lowest. What floor and east or west wing? Asmo. Which floor? First, second, third, east or west wing?
Which floor? First, second, or third, or east or west wing?
Mm-hmm.
Second floor, east wing.
Second floor, east wing. You find no survivors. You find a fair bit of jewelry, though, and coin.
How much would you say?
Well, as you're kind of like scrounging through all these drawers and spaces, you find about 2,000 gold.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
and
good.
an additional 500 gold worth of gems.
So I just put 500 in $500 worth of gems.
Yeah, 500 gold in gems and 2,000 gold.
Gems 500 dollars.
Oh my god. Oh, da 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 da.
And that was the east wing of second floor.
Yes.
All right, Nara, first, second, or third floor.
Cool. Let's say third floor.
All right, the only wing that is left is the east wing, as you have basically eviscerated the west side already.
Makes sense.
All right. With that, you find another 250 gold worth of fine robes and clothing.
Nice.
And you also find an additional 100 gold of fine art that was not damaged. You basically just kind of like cut it down from the picture frame if you want it, and roll it up and just shove it in a bag.
All right.
Denier. Is second floor or first floor?
First floor, west wing.
All right, first floor, west wing. You find you don't find a whole lot here. You do find the bodies of several servants who have been killed. Looks as though their bodies were moving not too long ago. Some sort of animation magic, but its caster has since left. The foul stench of corruption kind of like reeks throughout this whole area. You don't find much of value, though, and you find no survivors.
I will inform Nara and Asmo of the bodies.
Wolfgang, that leaves you with the west wing,
Bodies?
second floor. And you don't find a whole lot of value up here. This appeared to be a lot of guest room areas, as well as like some areas where the servants might have stayed, but it does not look like anybody had been using these rooms in some time. There's a lot of smashed furniture, but nothing really of value, unfortunately.
Damn, Asmo. Just taking them all.
He also got a nat 20.
You right.
I found that
Yeah.
money.
Thanks for all the spell components, Asmo.
Yeah, nobody
Talking
found
about?
any
What are you
survivors.
talking about? I found nothing, guys.
Nobody found. Yeah,
You sure you
None
didn't
of you
find
know-
diamonds that help me bring it back to life?
Nah, just shit out of luck, dude. No luck on this end.
yeah, none of you know what each other found until Denier tells you he found some mostly skeletal bodies of some servants.
How'd you see?
Damn shame you didn't find any bring you back to life diamonds. Damn.
No, that's that. If I ever find any, I'm gonna give them right back to you, Wolfgang.
I'd hope so.
Wolfgang, can we be classy while we rob this place, blood?
I'd
Okay,
hate
can
for
we be
you to, I'd
classy
hate
about
for you
it?
to die, Axe, and I couldn't just bring you back to life because you had no diamonds.
Listen here, Wolfgang. You know you brought me back for two reasons. One, because you can't get enough of the snake man. 2, you need someone to stand in front of you when the damage is being dealt.
Correct.
Is what they
and
they are
right.
saying when they walk down the stairs to where you're at, Daenerys.
I agree.
Correct and double correct.
Daenerys just leaning against the wall. He is saying nothing, and he has the hood pulled up.
What is wrong?
Many things are wrong at the moment.
Like what?
The fact that we're leaving hundreds of souls to an improper fate.
Daenerys, there's not much we can do.
I realize that, but I still don't like it.
I don't like it any more than you do, Daenerys, but we can't do anything about it. Not yet. And not alone. With this, the civil war is over. Or rather, it should be.
Well, the armies don't know yet.
And they'll find out.
It feels like something bigger is starting now.
When their commanders stop receiving orders. They'll know.
I mean, they could keep receiving orders.
And she like shoots a shit-eating grin.
You just want to run an army.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna
That's
catch up
not-
pretty quick.
That's not gonna happen.
You don't know.
I know it'd be a bad idea. No enough for that. Either way. We did what we came here to do. The people of Silver Rock will suffer no more at the hands of Barristan Kench.
I don't think there's much of people left here, but yeah.
The nobles, definitely.
I think they'll get the message.
All right. So what you gonna do?
Time for Wandering Weasel?
We haven't lit this place on fire yet.
You're
Yeah,
right.
kind of important for your plan.
I just want you to know, Nara, this is for you.
Asmo pulls out Fire Ant.
Did you not give Fire Ant to?
Oh my god, I
Oh,
did.
You did.
I did give that away.
What is for me?
Nothing, I forgot. I thought I had it still.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry. I
Daenerys
gave away
starts- Daenerys walking towards that storeroom.
What?
There's a storeroom over here.
Full of grain?
Yeah. And other supplies. Large wooden boxes. I figure if anything would be the most flammable, it would be this location, given it's a storage closet.
Bring the grain out. Go inside. I'll start pulling sacks of grain out with people's help if they do help.
I'll help.
All right, you got the two weakest members of the party dragging bags of grain by the heavy end and just trying to like drag it out of the room.
Wait, who's dragging it?
Daenerys and Wolfgang.
Nara's gonna come help.
Oh my god.
All right, you go in and just kind of like
carrying 4 on your shoulders.
yeah, you just kind of like pick up 2 sacks of grain, put them under your arms, and just kind of like walk out.
As she's passing Blonde Man, she like kind of like smiles at him really big and like does the hair toss.
What's that one anime with the really buff girl? You know the one.
Oh, the muscle thing.
Yeah, that's
I
who
know
Nara
what
is
you're
right
talking
now.
about.
So many just flashed through my head right now. I have
It's
no
the one with
idea.
silver hair. You know the one.
Oh,
Right.
Noi.
Yes. Dumbbell. Dumbbell
Maybe?
something.
I don't know.
Noi is her name.
Minoi
Oh,
Minoi.
Noi from Dorohedoro.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes.
All right. So we're
So
bringing.
you guys,
How far into or how far away is Kench Manor from the rest of the housing?
It's got a decent amount of space between it and what would be considered the other noble houses.
It's got a big old yard.
There's very little chance of fire spreading between these places.
Great.
We're gonna go ahead and
Like, it has a whole wall around this estate, like, and then a small walk between here and the rest of the nobles.
Are there any like lanterns, like oil lanterns or anything like that around?
You remember seeing some in storage in the basement, so it would not be too hard to find oil lanterns, various ignitables, kerosene and such.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let the party know and I go to get it.
Alright, you
Start bringing up it. Yeah.
You find more flammables, you add it to the pile or spread it as you need to.
So we good?
The people will eat well.
Is it time?
Suppose so.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
This room is not very flammable, so they have to be outside of it, correct?
Which room?
The room that we put all the, or I guess we spread it all over the mansion to make it all burn, right?
I'd say on the first floor you probably doused a few areas in oil. You spread it to wherever you believe is more flammable, because some of these places are made. Some of these areas are purely built of stone. Some of them, like the pantry and some of the quarters, have more wood in them. There's broken furniture in places. You tried to spread out across the first floor as best you can to hope that the fire would catch to the upper floors.
Okay.
Shall we?
I'm ready.
Wolfgang raises his hand up.
Daniel raises his hand up.
Nara raises her hands up.
Column of fire strikes down on the very center of the mansion. Column of holy fire.
Through the glass window above the the glass dome sitting above the grand entryway, a massive pillar of radiant fire strikes down. You hear the shattering of glass as the kerosene and lantern oil ignites at the center of the room. You hear a explosion as fire twists and turns and curls out the front door. As you look in at it, you feel a wave of heat radiate from within the manor. As the fire quickly begins to spread around the first floor, you see the smoke billowing out the front windows as they shatter from the intense heat. You watch for a while as the fire begins to burn upwards. Smoke begins to billow out of the top of the manor. As you see the second floor begin to light up, you see shortly thereafter those windows shatter as well. And not too long after that, the third floor begins to ignite as you begin to hear the clanging of a brass bell from behind the manor.
Time to go.
And that's our cue to exit.
Wolfgang shoves his hands in his pockets, turns around, pulls out the key to the wandering weasel, and begins to whistle.
Nara's running around casting burning hands into the sky and laughing.
Burning the last of your spell slots, just boom,
Yep.
just pillars of fire shooting into the sky. As you guys
starts playing.
As you guys approach a door with a proper keyhole to it, you hear footsteps kind of running, panicked screams as the guards that you left behind are freaking out. You slip the wandering weasel key into the door and twist it. Here's where we'll take a quick break. Hey guys, Lani here. If you're liking what you're watching, feel free to hit that subscribe button and that like button. It really helps me feel the love for this series. And if you want to catch us live, feel free to hit us up on twitch.tv/Lanipator Mondays at 5 o'clock Central Time. Thanks for rolling with me. Now let's get back to the action. So, as you open the door that you just slid the Wandering Weasel's key into, the Weasel winks at you. And you see the long corridor ahead of you, just like stars all around you, a platform, like a very long corridor that leads to the very familiar door of the Wandering Weasel.
The first time Nara's been in this, right?
Yes, this is the first time you've seen this key used.
Nara, drop the disguise.
Huh?
I would suggest dropping this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The last thing we need is Pip freaking out when you walk through the door as Barristan Kench.
Oh, okay.
And she flips it off.
Alright, you walk in, the door behind you, like as you pull the key out of the door and walk in, the door disappears behind you. You walk down the corridor, which slowly disappears behind you as you walk up to the door to the Weasel. You turn the knob to the Wandering Weasel and throw it open.
Hello and welcome to the Wandering Weasel.
You see a familiar, graying-haired old man standing behind the bar.
Oh, welcome back.
The bar is fairly empty tonight.
It's good to be back there.
Look like you've had quite the night.
We burned something down.
Yeah.
Splendid. Tell me all about it.
Well, there was a fight, and then we killed something, and then we tried to kill something else, and then it ran away, and then we blew something up after we killed someone else, and then we lit the whole thing on fire, and then we left.
Marvelous.
He just kind of like smiles widely at you. There's something bothering you as you entered this scene. Lush is not at the bar where she usually is.
Where's Pip? Where's Lush?
Oh, they left some time ago.
When? Where? What?
Couple days, a little after you. Pip wandered off looking for you, and, well, Lush went to find him.
Where was the last time you were at there, dude? When they left, where were you positioned?
Oh, we were at Amber Glade, same place you saw us.
Where are we now?
Not there.
Yeah,
further
evidently.
west. Or further east, I'm sorry.
Further east.
Yes, my sense of direction's not great.
Can you move us there?
If we wish to leave, we can go back, sure. I don't mind a walk. Although, the business there dried up when the army left.
Denir, do you have anything left in the tank to contact Pip?
I'd have to sleep in order to do it. I can check the gear that we got though, but I can't reach out to him until tomorrow. If I
They
did,
have a
I'd
key.
talk
They
to
can
her
get
right
back
now.
whenever they wish. They're fine. He's a strapping lad. He'll be all right. Was quite a bit upset when you left. Was quite a bit upset when you left without him, though.
Well, a lot of things died. It
Would
may
have been
not
too
have been
dangerous
safe
for him.
for him.
Tom just shrugs.
Is this place a place that has, like, rooms to sleep in?
Yes. It also serves as an inn.
Should we not rest and then find the Pip?
We could.
Oh, but Denir, could you tell me what this belt does?
Tell you what, Go ahead and hand me over everything that needs to be looked at, and I'll take a look at it.
Okay.
With Tom's permission, of course.
Oh, please, go right ahead.
Always proper to ask before casting magic in somebody's establishment.
Always the well-mannered one you are.
Denier gives the slightest hint of a smile, and he holds his hand out for everything that needs to be identified.
We haven't identified the hammer or anything yet, right?
You've experienced the hammer enough that you already know everything about it.
Okay. So
these guys have been on the wrong end of it before.
The
Yep.
belt and the sword and that circlet wouldn't have anything.
The belt, the sword, the circlet.
The circlet's in Wolfgang's possession.
No.
I got
Nara took
those.
that.
I got. Oh.
Well, whoever
Wait,
has
no, you
it,
didn't.
just hand it over.
Yeah,
You
Wolfgang
have
was
it
the
done.
confusing me.
Wolfgang was the one that found it.
Yeah. I took
Oh,
it.
you meant the circlet from the cannon.
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha.
Cannon
Different
circlet.
circlet.
I have a different circuit.
Yeah, that circlet is entirely disenchanted. There is no magic on
Okay.
it anymore.
Okay. So it's just a cool circlet.
Yeah, it's just a fancy looking feminine crown.
Okay.
Semi-stinky.
Yeah, it doesn't smell great, but
Well, you know. So she hands the sword and the belt to Denier.
as you unclasp the belt, kind of like you just got hit by a Goomba, you kind of like shrink down. Your muscles like almost instantly atrophy. It actually aches a bit. And you hand that and the sword over to Denier.
I want that back after you're done. After.
You feel like lightheaded and woozy, like everything started to catch up with you.
Oh, I don't feel very good.
Get some sleep, Nara. Go get some sleep. I'm gonna follow you if I'm gonna go get sleep as well. After I
I'm
get myself an alcoholic beverage from this
not
gentleman right
leaving
here.
that stuff. I want to know what it does first.
What do you want to know first? The belt or the sword?
Belt first.
All right. So the first thing that Denier's gonna find himself a table. He's gonna sit down. He's gonna set everything. He's gonna set out his rituals. And the belt is up first. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the glyphs that are on the belt because Denier does read giant.
Mm-hmm. The glyphs are essentially a giant, like a poem written in giant, for lack of a better phrase. Could be like a hymn or something. By might prevail.
I will relay it over to Nara. It's like a hymn or a poem. It's basically saying by strength is prevailing, or by strength through victory, or what have you. Strength brings me victory.
By strength, victory. Got it.
And then as you proceed to identify, this belt is a belt of hill giant strength. Whoever
nice.
attunes and equips this belt, their strength gets set to 21.
Oh, like immediately they just shoot up to 21.
Yeah.
That's the way I played it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Oh my God,
You
Asmo's
gotta add that to my character sheet, Nick.
I'll Rochambeau you for that.
No, it's
Denier will take it. He'll set it aside. He'll write down what it does, and then he will move on to the next one. Sword next.
All right, sword. As you're identifying it, this sword is kind of a living weapon. You can sense the soul within it. It's shy around you, as you are not the one that is currently attuned to it.
Mm-hmm.
You can name it whatever you want, but the most apt name that pops into your mind for this sword is Man's Bane. This sword, when used to attack a human or non-fey creature, will deal an additional 3d6 of the weapon's type. It is a +1 short sword.
Who got that one again?
It's me.
Oh my god, you're so geared up.
Daenerys will hold the blade out, handle first to Nara. The best way I can describe this, he hasn't exactly told me his name, but the best way I can describe him is he's a manslayer. He is extremely lethal to non-fey humanoids.
Well, that's convenient for me.
And next up is the circlet.
Alright, you take some more time as you sit down, focusing on the opalescent stone at its center, which seems to radiate around. This is a circlet of concentration. It allows a caster to use 2 concentration spells simultaneously.
What was that again?
Inconsequential to you, but it allows a caster to cast 2 concentration spells simultaneously.
Oh my god. I know what... Okay, I played this game enough to know how good that is.
Would love such a thing.
This, he puts forward the belt, is called a Belt of Hill Giant Strength. It makes you extremely strong whenever you put it on. This is called the Duskfall Dagger. When you bind yourself to it, it can make you go gaseous once a day. And this is basically allows you to cast 2 concentration spells at the same time. It would be extremely useful to either myself, Wolfgang, or Nara, depending on who does the most casting.
Most of the things I know to do are very concentration heavy.
I won and done it a lot.
You what? Sorry?
I won and done it a lot.
I
don't concentrate on a lot of spells.
I do often.
So it's between you and me, Nara. All right, and then he's going to begin focusing on the first one, the one that has the wispy string that's attached to it.
All right, the one that looks a little bit like a sling.
Exactly.
This is a wand of catapult. You can use it to cast the spell catapult at your leisure as an action. It has 6 charges, and you may use multiple charges to raise the level of the spell.
And do they recharge, or once it's gone, it's gone?
They do recharge once a night.
6 charges. So with this one, this allows you to basically take something that's nearby and just fling it at somebody as hard as you can. It has 6 charges. The more you use, the stronger the spell will be. And it is a once-a-day spell, and he sits it with the rest of the gear, and then he will begin looking at the final wand, the one that is you said one was transmutation and conjuration, and I believe catapult is transmutation.
That is.
This one is conjuration. This one, it's kind of an oily black wand. Looks slick to the touch, but it just feels like normal wood in your hand. This is a wand of grease. It has 3 charges with which you can cast the grease spell.
Ooh.
Is that flammable grease?
I don't believe the spell grease is flammable.
Yeah, it just creates a slick area, and if you cast it under somebody, they need to make a dex save. For the sake of this spell, the sake of the wand, the DC is 14. For both wands.
This is a wand of grease. Upon using it, you can cast the grease spell, which will make a large area super slippy. And Daenerys pulls out the final item that they received, the Tome of Understanding. So this is a very interesting book that is only usable once. It should recharge in a very, very long time from now.
About a century.
It reactivated once we got a hold of it, but you have to read it a lot over the course of a small period of time, and this will make you more wise.
Basically, by reading the book, you get like a lifetime worth of experience. Like you're able to read the world and people a bit better.
Oh, that sounds nice. I feel as though maybe I shouldn't use all of the things I have for just myself.
And not to mention, he motions towards the hammer. The hammer is also in the pot. So, who wants what?
Oh my god, I just realized, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
When Nara took that belt off and she was still holding the hammer, did she just get like knocked the fuck over?
Well, in order to hand over the belt and the sword, you would have had to have had two hands free to unclasp the belt. So you probably would have set down the hammer first.
Okay, all right.
Logically speaking.
Okay, that
at
sounds
the moment,
good.
Yeah, at the moment, there's only,
I was
only
worried it was
one
like strapped to her
yeah.
back or something, and then she takes it off and it just squishes her.
Yeah, at the moment, there's only one person in the party even able to hold the hammer without that belt, and that's Asmo.
That's Asmo, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
Asmo, however, Asmos is a dex fighter, so it's like, okay, I kind of have strength, kinda.
Yeah, what's your strength stat?
18, right?
Right now, unmodified.
Yeah, unmodified. What's your strength?
14.
Oh yeah. So none of you can actually use that hammer without the belt.
Ah,
Yeah,
damn.
the ogre strength belt is like essential.
Has anybody else found anything that has not been pretty much set up for the party?
Oh, I better tell you guys, while I was upstairs, I found,
Asmo just starts pouring out money.
Oh.
Yeah, you open up your bag of holding and it's just
Oh my
pile
God.
of gold. Tom looks up.
it's about...
Yeah, Tom looks
about
up.
to...
Tom looks over. Oh, paying a tab, are we?
There's a tab here.
Yes.
He winks at you. Just smiles.
Nara's gonna pull out all the fine cloth that she found in the art and be like,
Also this?
Money is good. Money can kind of be split up whenever we need to. I was more referring to like magical items that need to be identified while I'm here, because once we disappear from here, I'm going to go sleep and potentially read. He looks down at the Tome of Understanding and then back to the rest of the party. So,
I do.
Go ahead.
I have a book that I may need help with, but I don't know if now is the time.
I expect that we're going to have quite a bit of time coming up, so that will be time for us to work together. But
Okay, I can wait.
so Nara gets the sword, so that leaves the belt, the hammer, the two wands, the circlet, the book, and the dagger. Does anybody have any claims to what they want out of everything right off the bat?
I would love the circlet. Like that, most of my spells are concentration, so that would be very useful for me. That I could like use at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
2 concentration spells at the same time is hella fucking clutch.
Yeah, that would be very helpful.
Be funny if I took the belt.
Be what?
So technically, if you get hit, you have to do 2 concentration spells? Concentration rolls?
Just one. But
wow.
if you fail it, they both deactivate.
Oh boy, that's painful.
High risk, high
versus
reward.
return. Yep.
Denier wants the book. Does anybody argue?
Nope.
Nara would want it only because it's like she
There.
missed out on a lifetime of life wisdom.
It's basically above game. It's a +2 wisdom.
I see.
Yeah, it just gives you a quick
Her
additional point.
wisdom's fine, I think. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Nah, it's all good. It's all
She
cheap.
wouldn't, she, honestly, character-wise, she probably wouldn't actually care about it anyway.
All right, Denier takes the book. There's the belt, the hammer, the 2 wands, the circlet, and the dagger. Since Denier took the book, he'd be willing to give up the circlet to Nara. So
Nara would
gets-
be about that.
So Nara has the circlet and the sword.
Yes.
Wolfgang and Asmo, what would be your first round pick?
Belt.
Oh, interesting.
Oh.
Asmo, what would Asmo's first round pick be?
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know if any of this is for me. Now, don't get me wrong, that belt and that hammer. Seeing as how it did critical damage to my knee that one time, it's serendipitous if it was back in my hands. However, I'm not known for my strength-like combat. I'm about dipping and diving and ducking. Now, I can't wield that. If push
Plus,
comes
already-
to shove.
You've already got
What?
a legendary weapon.
No, I got several weapons. Asma turns it into a spear.
God, this thing's awesome. The problem is, I can't wield this if I'm wielding that. Truthfully, you know who I wish I could give the belt and the hammer to? Give it to my boy Pip.
Aw.
Wolfgang,
Imagine.
do you dispute this suggestion?
Giving a belt that makes you super strong and the hammer that killed his mother to a teenager.
Yeah, what's wrong? What's
Technically-
worse that could happen?
She
That's
was burned
technically it was-
alive. She
Yeah,
wasn't.
technically it
killed
was
by
the
hammer.
fire that killed Pip's
He
mom.
was burned alive. Silly Wolfgang.
Jesus.
I mean, I would keep the belt.
Oh,
If
I
he
know you
wants
would,
it-
Nara. I know you
If he
would,
wants
but
the hammer, if he wants the hammer, he can have it. If he wants the
I'll
belt,
leave
he
it.
can have it.
how about this? How about we leave the hammer with him for safekeeping, and if we need it, we come back and take it.
It's a little cruel, don't you think?
No, not really. We could give him the hammer, he can choose what to do with it. Who knows? Maybe he'll get cut as shit and start wielding it on the battlefield. You just imagine Pip running with the giant hammer. You can think of it now. I can hear his voice in the distance.
The buffest sorcerer.
I know, right?
Goes from a strength mod of -2 to a strength mod of 5.
Oh no.
Oh, what is the drawback of the troll strength?
Nothing.
There's no
Nothing,
drawback
literally
to that
nothing.
belt.
What?
Yeah.
It just sets your strength to 22 to 21, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. What a crazy item.
That's why I put it on the table, so that the people who go in and attack could be real strong.
I mean,
Most of you have finesse weapons, but that does not mean that you are limited to only using dexterity
Finesse
for them.
weapons.
You can use strength with your finesse weapon.
most of you
Again, the
fuckers
only way
have
that thing.
positive strength modifiers.
Oh, you don't?
Is that like-
oh, I have a
is that like
-1.
Is that like a euphemism?
One of us fuckers has positive strength modifiers.
There we go.
I'm the only other one who gets into melee combat, really, so...
I do too sometimes.
No.
I will with the sword.
All right. Anybody want the dagger?
What does the dagger do again?
Once a day, gaseous form, but you have to attune to it.
Just what to form?
Gaseous form. You can turn yourself into mist.
Oh, I'm taking that goddamn dagger.
All right. You do have to attune to it, though.
What the hell does that mean?
Just sleep with it on you and you'll be fine.
All
Let me
right.
sleep on it.
Just
Who-
be with it.
Who wants the wands?
Greasy wand and flingy wand, right?
Yep.
I could probably take the grease one.
I will say this: the wand catapult could work really, really well with Wolfgang's returning rock.
Do I even have that on me still? Did that come back at any point?
I thought you gave it to the
I dropped-
dad.
I dropped it into the fucking Fey area. The
If memories
the Nexus.
Yeah, it still hasn't landed.
ah,
Oh my god.
I thought you
Hey,
got it
come-
back. My bad.
It'll come back to me any moment.
I would take the flingy wand.
Hand it over to Nara.
Yes.
Guess I'll take the grease one, unless
Alright.
you wanted it in here.
I don't really have too much use for it. I'm happy with the book, and the belt and the hammer is up for grabs. Denier has his prize. He is happy.
So, about the belt.
Yes.
Could I wear it?
No. I put it on.
No, rude.
I just never want to leave this conversation. It's just too fucking funny to me.
Wolfgang, you can feel this energy surge start to like surge through your muscles. Parts of your body that you didn't even realize you had starting to kind of like buff up, pump up. Your shirt starts to get really tight. Your sleeves start to get a little tight. You feel like the fabric's almost gonna like tear out a little bit as you instantly start buffing out.
I'm fucking ripped.
Now you are as big as you are annoying.
Ouch, oof, ouch. That's gotta
Now
hurt.
I'm as big as Asmo's ego.
No, no, not really. I just am that good.
No, that thing is small.
I can also help lift things now.
You now have a strength of 21.
Good god.
Or I should
Well,
say
you've already lifted-
by the time you wake up, you will, as this belt is now unattuning from Nara and going like coursing into your veins.
Just gonna go and put Radiant Crescendo and Crescendo to my strength modifier.
I hope that while it's attuning to Wolfgang, that he can feel the, like, as the attunement is leaving Nara, that he can, like, feel the grumpy attunement as it, like, fizzles into nothingness.
Your grumpy energy radiates throughout the room.
There you go.
I gave you the fucking sword.
You did. You're right.
And you're also getting the circlet. I'm
Fine.
getting more Irish in seconds. It's crazy.
I will not apologize, but I will no longer bother you today.
Today.
Denier slowly stands up and he wanders over towards the bar. Tom, just curious, at least for my part of my tab, what's my tab?
He thinks back, kind of like he pulls up a ledger, goes through all the drinks you've had, how many times each of you has said, like, you know, he's looking through his ledger, and he doesn't have anything just specifically for you. It is mostly just for your party.
Well, and how much does the tab for the entire party?
Currently, you are sitting at, as he glances through, let's see, there were a few comps, then there was these, there was the round that you bought, looking at about 675 gold.
Oh, that is many.
Well, you've stayed a few nights as well.
Well, we've got quite a bit of money now.
Not for long, apparently.
Should I keep it running?
What if we each pitch in 100, and then we'll use what Asmo found for the rest of it? Hmm.
Can I pay in art?
What kind of art?
This.
And she pulls out the art that they stole from Kench.
You scroll it out, you flow it out. It's a fine oil painting of who you're assuming to be one of Barristan's ancestors standing on a field of battle atop a pile of broken bodies. Just standing triumphantly as if, like, you know, kind of like that picture of Gaston with his knee on the bear.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure it would liven up the decorum in here very much. I'll pass.
She grumpily rolls it up.
That guy was a prick anyway. Just, you know.
Lani, I'm just wanting to double check in your game. I remember the initial. Are you running platinum as 10 or 100? Or yeah.
I believe I was running platinum as 100, and the electrum was the middle, which nobody uses.
Cool. Denier will take and put down 7 platinum on the bar.
Oh shit, that's right.
Tink, tink, tink. Yeah, you stack these small rectangular bullion on the bar, just one after the other, with the royal seal emblazoned upon it.
And a little tip for as good as you've been to us for all this time, Tom.
Appreciated.
He sweeps it into a bag under the bar, and you just kind of see like a little magical wisp as the bag disappears.
And Denier walks upstairs to his room.
Have a good night!
Are
Same
we
to you, Tom.
splitting that gold? Then? So I can adjust my sheet?
We're splitting the gold evenly.
Yes.
Down the middle, that's 400 gold for each of us.
I believe so, right?
All right.
Is that including the
2,000
art and the gems and the robes and stuff?
2,000, and there are 4 of you, yeah? So
Okay.
Yeah,
500
so
each.
it'd be 4, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, yeah. Yep, 5. Yup.
Quick
All
maths.
right.
Yup.
A yo?
12, 16, 20. If there are 5 of us, it'd be 400, right?
Yeah, but there aren't 5 of you. There are 4 of you.
Oh, so we're leaving Denier out of the equation?
Who's
Wait.
Denier?
Never mind. I'm
Denier, Wolfgang,
There are 5
Asmo,
people.
Nara.
There are 5 people in this call. I'm sorry. I
Look,
included
if,
you.
if,
Nick.
if you want to give me some,
Oh
I'm
my
cool with
God.
that too.
No,
I'm not
that's
sure
so
what I'll
great.
do with
Nick
it.
loves being included.
Yeah, I'm basically the banker here, but if you want to pay the, like, if you want, like, you know, I'll consider it a tip.
No!
I saw.
Oh my god, you saw the people in the call.
I saw fucking I looked down and I saw all of our names on Roll20. I saw Nick, I saw Bob, I saw me, I saw Kurt, I saw Nick again, I saw Caitlin.
Now we're doing it Bugs Bunny way. 1 for you, 1 for me. 2 for you, 1, 2 for me.
Oh god.
So 500 for each of us.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Hooray!
Me, big stupid.
Me.
It's been a long day for all of you.
Apparently I'm playing a barbarian now because my strength is huge.
Yeah, that blood flow that just went all the way over your body, it left your brain for a moment. So
Apparently.
Oh. I'm
Your
feeling
arms
a
and
deficit.
yeah, everything feels very sore as your body now needs to repair these muscles that it didn't know it had.
Nara is
I am-
sulking away up the
I
stairs
am
to a room.
the fucking strong.
Denier has begun reading the Tome of Understanding.
All right, night 1,
Or he
reading the
sleeps.
tome.
Yep.
Go ahead and check that off.
Yep.
Nara, you're handed a key by Tom. Gives you a room number. You're able to find it pretty quickly up the stairs and around.
She stares at Asmo, waiting for him.
What are you waiting for?
Bedtime.
Yeah, go get a bed. Go to bed.
Aren't you coming?
I'm gonna get my own bedroom.
Why?
I snore.
Not that loud.
Okay, you snore.
Not that loud. You have slept.
You don't know you're asleep.
I have watched you sleep many times.
Okay, in context, that doesn't sound great, okay?
She just stares at him blank-faced, waiting.
I guess I'm going to bed. Oh my god. Just doing this.
Somewhere in the distance, you hear the sound of a whip cracking. Tom just smiles.
Wait, before you go.
White, I've got more things to say.
Go on. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes,
Could
sorry that you
you-
interrupted.
Squint. Could you pass me that thing? The skull.
You have a skull in your bag, Asmo.
The werewolf.
Asmo pulls open the bag.
Grab at her.
I'll fish out my wife's skull. This is fucking morbid.
Phrases for D&D.
I
You
pull
fish-
out my
you-
wife's skull.
You fish the lycanthropic skull of your deceased wife out of the bag of holding. Check that off the list of things I'd never thought I'd say. And you
You
Look at it.
did this. You did this, Nick.
I did.
Casey's skull. Got it down.
All right. And with that, Asmo and Nara, I guess you retire for the evening.
Yeah, Asmo's kind of confused about why he's even doing this, but okay.
When they
You're still tired and dizzy.
when they lay down, because I'm sure
Oh,
he's like
are
all the
you-
way on
are
the
you-
other side of the bed as far as possible away.
He
Out of
wraps himself up
curiosity,
in a
are you-
blanket.
hold on. Are you going to the room that is attached to your key or the room that is attached to Asmo's key?
Ooh, I don't know, Asmo, which one?
I don't know, I'm going to the hot springs that looks like a galaxy.
What?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
that?
Well. Inside this wonderful little inn, there is a room that feels oh so good. So I think it's time I jump into that.
Wait, what
As-
is that?
Asmo
want
starts
to
to
go.
lead you down a hallway behind a curtain. There's a little fork here. One path leads up the stairs that would lead to the rooms. This path, you start to feel the air start to get a little more humid as you travel down it. And as you travel down to the far side, Asmo skirts open another curtain, and on the inside of this room, you can see what can only be described as a galaxy kind of floating around you, and a pool of shimmering water that reflects it. The only thing you can see aside from stars everywhere is the slight sheen from the water and your reflections from the light behind you in the curtain.
Wow.
Yeah, first time I was here, I got to jump into it. Water has a healing aspect to it, so I think if anyone deserves this,
Asmo just walks up to the edge and just turns, salutes, and falls backwards with all of his clothing into the hot springs.
And she,
As he falls back into the water, it's like the spurt of water that comes with it kind of sprinkles up into the air and kind of glistens as if you can see floating stars right in front of your face.
Asmo comes up. He's already ripped off his jerkin, his tunic, whatever ye old version of a t-shirt.
Yeah, you plop that stuff up on the like lip of this indoor hot spring and just soak. As the wounds of your body begin to knit together, you can feel the like the chronomancical magics of the water begin to work their magic on you as your body begins repairing itself and reverting. You start to hurt a lot for a moment as the healing potions you took lose their effect. You bleed into the water, but then your body begins knitting itself up again as your body begins to, like, kind of reverse back through the course of time.
Nara, like, kind of, like, pokes at the surface of the water a little bit just to, like, see what it's like first.
You see it ripple. The water is very pleasantly hot to the touch. Like, not damagingly, it's just very, very warm. And you can see the sky behind you ripple as you look into your reflection and see the little whoop, 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 ripples of water begin to cascade outward as Asmo's motion begins to interact with those ripples and start to form a bit of a tide in the pool.
I'm not used to looking at my reflection.
She just, like, slips in the water.
You just sloop.
Not realizing that, you know, she's used to just plunking into a lake or whatever, so she doesn't really care about going in full clothed.
Yeah, you feel the wounds that you received throughout today begin to knit all over your body. Any scars you might have received. Your body gets buff for a moment, in fact, and then regresses as the sands of time begin to reverse over your physical form.
She, like, stays underwater but opens her eyes and is, like, looking at, you know, whatever scratches and watching them disappear. And, like, after that happens, just, like, peeps her head up, just her nose above the water. And then, like, kind of crocodiles over to Asmo.
Your hair just kind of, like, sops down and, like, sticks to your face.
See, isn't this place great, Nara?
I didn't know a place like this existed.
She, like, every time she talks, she, like, flips her head out of the water and then puts it back down.
Asmo's kind of had his hands behind his head.
One of the sweetest things about this is just moments ago we were in the middle of enemy territory surrounded by bad guys. And now, with simple magic, here we are. Vibing.
He goes underwater, like he just lets himself.
And she,
Where
like,
Asmo's face once was, bubbles start to appear.
she shoots up out of the water and is like, is he drowning? Oh my god, wait, is he drowning?
As it
And
just
she,
puts
like,
a thumbs up out of the water and keeps sinking. Da na 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 na.
Yeah, it looks as though he sunk beneath a sea of stars.
And she, like, doesn't, because she doesn't understand what a thumbs up is, so she starts, like, desperately searching for his head to pull it just above the water so he doesn't drown.
By following his hand, it's not very hard to find his body to try to pull him back up. Go ahead and give me, Asmo, if you want to stay underwater, give me an athletics check to fight it. Nara, give me an athletics check to pull him up.
Asmo will see her coming down.
What are you doing? You know I can breathe underwater, right?
No.
I can hold my breath for 10 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, his snout and his mouth kind of pop up out of the water to say that.
I did not know that. Why would I know that?
Dong, dong. He goes all below water.
His snout and his mouth dip back below the water surface.
You are frustrating. Sometimes.
You know, I mean, Asmo's doing that thing where he's at the bottom of the shallow end of the pool and he's swimming along the bottom, like using his hands to pull him along. That really relaxing thing. I love that shit.
While he's doing that, Nara, like, sits back and looks up with her arms crossed. And she goes,
I don't want to sleep by myself because then it's like it was before. I don't,
What?
What?
I said something. I couldn't hear you. What?
I said I don't like sleeping by myself because then it's like it was before. This is the most I've ever been around anyone ever. Ever! And Ever. Unless they're ripping my soul out.
Well, it's less of that.
Yeah. And I just don't want to go to how it was before. This is
Well, as long
nice.
as you're here, it won't become what it was before. Because what it is right now is what it is right now.
Is that okay for now?
It's okay for now.
Asmo kind of swims up and sits beside Nara.
You guys stare off into the never-ending galaxy that is this room.
She plops her head over on his shoulder.
And we fade back to Wolfgang. In the Weasel. I mean, I guess you're all in the Weasel.
Welcome to the Wandering Weasel!
Funny you say that because, Wolfgang, it is just you and Tom in the bar right now.
So, Tom,
Yes.
you ever heard of a vampire getting pregnant?
Depends. What vampire are we talking about?
Inquisitrix of Vileblood.
He ponders for a moment.
Nope. Never heard of that. Know of her, though.
Well, she is.
Fascinating.
Not sure that's the right word for it.
Is it not an anomaly?
It is, but I'm not sure fascinating is the right word for it. I think horrifying would be more proper.
Well, to each their own.
He seems much more chipper now that you guys have paid off your tab.
I don't know, just got me thinking.
About what?
He looks down at the skull.
Someone important to
Pretty.
you.
Yeah.
He just nods.
Sort of a similar situation to Lady Vileblood, really.
What some call monsters, eh?
He sets a glass of whiskey on the bar in front of you.
On the house.
He picks it up and gives him a little toast, like cheers.
He nods
Sips
back
at it
at
a
you.
little bit. I have to wonder, is it really that awful if I just let him go?
Depends on how you look at things, I suppose. Is anything truly awful? Is anything truly good?
I've been wondering that myself a lot lately. I just know. I don't know what I know anymore.
It's the
true fascinating point of your kind. None of you truly know, but you always feel, and you let those feelings guide you. I don't really have those shackles. I haven't for quite some time. It's what makes you so interesting. Makes for the most interesting tales. All of your decisions guiding this world towards what it will become. Or what will destroy it.
Well, let's hope for the former.
Not you.
Damn it. Swear to God, echo that.
Well, I too would hope for the former. It's always a shame when a story comes to an end.
What does that mean for you, if the world is destroyed?
Suppose I move on to the next one.
The next world?
Yes.
Just stares forward for a second. There are more worlds?
I mean, probably. Do you think that this is the only
I
place?
squint real hard at him. It's none of my business, I guess. I've got my hands full with this one.
As does everyone. Whatever comes of this, I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
I hope. All I know is that I'm sticking to my guns here. I can only do what I feel is right. And right now, I don't know. Feels like things are coming to a head.
I sure do. I sure do. The next few months should be very interesting, to say the least.
No. I guess here's hoping to our story having a happy ending. In the
Yes.
grand scheme of things, anyway.
To a happy ending, and to new beginnings.
Tom pulls out a glass of his own, offers you a actual, like, cheers.
I'll clang glasses with him.
The moment you clang glasses together, the door swings open. Welcome to the Wandering Weasel, as Tom shoots back the drink. In the doorway, you see a very tired, very ragged, very ragged form of your cousin. Wolfgang! What the hell? And
What
here
are
is where
you
we will
doing
end-
here?
And here's where we will end tonight's session.
Wait a minute! If you're here, uh-oh.